What is the cost of a dream? Not the sweat and toil, but the peace of your soul you sometimes barter to make it come true. This is a story of a voice that was both a divine gift and a gilded cage. Her journey is a symphony of soaring highs and devastating lows, a public battle with private demons, and a phoenix-like rise that is still being written. From the church pews of Maryland to the pinnacle of R&B royalty and the brutal glare of reality television, her path has been a masterclass in survival, authenticity, and the hard-won luxury of peace. This is the world of Tamar Braxton. But to understand the woman she is in 2026, the mogul, the healed artist, the joyful survivor, we must first listen to the first, uncertain notes of her song and the struggles that nearly silenced it forever. Tamar Braxton was born in 1977 in Severn, Maryland, the youngest of 6 talented children in the Braxton family. From the very beginning, her life was set to music, but her position in the family choir was a complex one. Her older sisters, most notably Toni, were already being groomed for stardom. Tamar's gift was undeniable, a voice with a raspy, fiery power and technical precision that often outshone others in the room. But the struggle here was one of identity and validation. She was Toni Braxton's little sister, a supporting character in someone else's headline story. The luxury of being seen for her own unique talent felt perpetually out of reach. This early dynamic planted seeds of a lifelong battle, the desperate need to be recognized as Tamar, not as an appendage. Her childhood and teenage years were spent in the shadow of a burgeoning superstar, an experience that forged in her a ferocious drive and a sometimes fragile ego. She had to fight for solos, for attention, for a place at the table. This created a performer of immense passion and a woman with a deep-seated fear of being overlooked, a combination that would both fuel her ambition and lead her into treacherous emotional territory. Her professional journey began as a background singer for Toni, a role that was both an opportunity and a subtle humiliation. She finally got her shot with the formation of the Braxtons, a group with her sisters, and later with her self-titled debut album in 2000. But the industry machinery of the late 90s and early 2000s didn't know what to do with Tamar's bold, unapologetic personality and versatile voice. Albums were shelved, projects stalled. The struggle was against an industry that wanted to package her as a softer, more conventional R&B singer, while Tamar's essence was brash, loud, glamorous, and real. This period of professional frustration was a slow burn of disappointment that chipped away at her confidence. Then, in a pivot that would redefine her life, she stepped into the world of reality television. Braxton Family Values, which premiered in 2011, was a double-edged sword of monumental proportions. It finally gave Tamar the platform she craved. Her humor, her unfiltered opinions, her fashion, and her dynamic with her sisters made her a breakout star. She was no longer in the background. She was the scene stealer, the quote maker, the one everyone talked about. The show led to her own successful spin-offs, Tamar and Vince, and Get Your Life, and arguably revitalized her music career, culminating in her triumphant 2013 album, Love and War, and a Grammy nomination. But the luxury of this fame came at a horrific price. The struggle now was against the monster she helped create. The pressure to constantly perform, to be on, to manufacture drama for ratings, to live her most intimate moments, marital strife, fertility issues, family conflicts, on camera, was eroding her mental health. The line between Tamar the woman and Tamar, the TV character, blurred, then vanished. The very authenticity that made her beloved was being weaponized against her by the format and, at times, by the network itself. The breaking point came in July 2020. After a public clash with WeTV over the narrative of her life and her treatment, Tamar was found unresponsive in a hotel room. Her suicide attempt was a shocking, heartbreaking public cry that laid bare the profound damage. This was not a struggle, it was a near-total collapse. The luxury of privacy in her deepest pain had been stripped away long ago, and now her fight for her very life was a headline. This moment, however tragic, became the brutal, necessary genesis of her true rebirth. The years that followed were a retreat, a reckoning, and a painful, deliberate reconstruction. She divorced her husband and manager, Vince Herbert, disentangling a complex personal and professional relationship. She severed ties with the reality TV machine that had nearly consumed her. She focused on therapy, on her son, Logan, and on the slow, quiet work of remembering who she was when the cameras weren't rolling. This period was about stripping away everything that was not authentically, healthily her. Now, let us step into the world of Tamar Braxton in 2026. The woman we see is a refinement, a masterpiece of self-reclamation. The luxury she embodies is not the flashy, drama-fueled opulence of her reality TV peak, but a deeper, more profound opulence of wholeness, creative control, and peace. Her lifestyle is a curated sanctuary, a direct reflection of her hard-won equilibrium. Let's begin with her home. Gone is the sprawling, camera-ready mansion that felt like a set. In its place is a stunning, deeply personal sanctuary, likely in the Atlanta area or back in her roots of Maryland. This home is an expression of her sensual, glamorous, yet now serene aesthetic. Think of a modern, elegant space with warm, earthy tones, deep terracotta, olive green, cream, plush, inviting velvet sofas you can curl up on. Lots of natural wood and stone. The lighting is soft and ambient, with designer lamps and candles everywhere, creating a cocoon of calm. The walls are adorned with art that speaks to her journey. Abstract pieces full of emotion, photographs of her son, and perhaps a tasteful, powerful image of herself during her musical triumph. A dedicated music room exists, not a sterile studio, but a cozy space with impeccable acoustics, a beautiful baby grand piano, and her Grammy nomination plaque tucked on a shelf. A testament, not a trophy. The master bedroom is a temple of rest, with high thread count linens, blackout curtains, and a climate-controlled environment designed for deep, healing sleep. The luxury here is safety, tranquility, and the absolute freedom to be unobserved. Tamar Braxton's personal style in 2026 is a masterclass in confident, joyful elegance. She has always been a fashion icon, but her style now has a new intention. It is for her. You will see her in luxurious, comfortable fabrics, wide-leg silk trousers, cashmere knits, elegant kaftans, and vibrant prints. She embraces bold color in a way that feels celebratory, not performative. A stunning emerald green gown for a charity event, a cobalt blue blazer for a business meeting. Her hair, ever-changing and fabulous, is a work of art, whether in chic, silver-streaked natural curls, a sleek bob, or waist-length waves. It is healthy and vibrant. Her makeup highlights her beautiful features without masking them. A glowing complexion, a bold lip, lashes for days. The jewelry is statement-making but personal. Large, artistic gold hoops, chunky rings, and layered necklaces that might include a pendant with her son's initial or a symbol of resilience like a phoenix. When she steps out, she looks like a queen, but the crown is now light and worn with ease, not as a burden. Mobility for Tamar is about freedom and comfort on her own terms. She likely drives herself in a luxurious but understated SUV like a Range Rover Autobiography or a Cadillac Lyric Electric for a fresh start, enjoying the autonomy. For work trips, perhaps to LA for a recording session or New York for a talk show. She travels first class, no longer surrounded by a reality TV crew, but perhaps with a single trusted assistant or her son. The luxury is in the simplicity and control of the itinerary. She goes where she wants, when she wants, for reasons that align with her purpose, not a producer's storyline. But the true heart of Tamar Braxton's luxury in 2026 is her reclaimed creative and business empire. She is the CEO of Tamar Braxton Incorporated, a holistic brand built on authenticity. Her primary focus is her music, but on an entirely new plane. She owns her masters. She releases music independently or through a highly favorable partnership, directly to her devoted fan base. Her sound in 2026 is a rich, mature blend of R&B, soul, and jazz. Music that showcases the unparalleled instrument of her voice without studio gimmicks. She may host an intimate, exclusive concert series from her own music room, live-streamed for a subscription fee, creating a direct, pure connection with her audience. Beyond music, she has built a wellness brand. Having spoken openly about her mental health journey, she has launched a line of self-care products, candles with soothing scents, meditation journals, luxurious bath oils, and perhaps an app with guided meditations and affirmations in her own voice. She is a sought-after motivational speaker, commanding high fees to talk about resilience, mental health in the Black community, and breaking family cycles. She has a successful podcast or YouTube channel where she has candid conversations about life, love, and healing, interviewing experts and friends, her famous laugh now ringing out from a place of genuine joy. Her social life is intimate, sacred, and nourishing. The large, chaotic gatherings for the camera are a thing of the past. Her circle is small, comprising lifelong friends who knew her before fame, a few trusted colleagues in the industry, and her sisters, with whom she has worked to rebuild relationships on new, healthier terms away from TV producers. She enjoys quiet dinners at home, movie nights with her son, and restorative girls' trips to serene locations like Bali or Tuscany. The luxury is in the quality of the connection, the absence of pretense, and the laughter that is real, not rated for TV. Perhaps the most profound luxury Tamar Braxton enjoys in 2026 is the luxury of self-possession. The frantic need to prove herself has quieted. The anxiety that demanded constant visibility has been soothed. She knows her worth, and that worth is no longer tied to Nielsen ratings, Twitter trends, or someone else's approval. Her luxury is the quiet morning with her coffee, the pride in her son's eyes, the thrill of hitting a perfect note in an empty studio just because it feels good, and the peace of a night spent in silence, comfortable in her own skin. She has taken the fragments of her very public breakdown and, with immense courage, glued them back together with gold, creating a person stronger and more beautiful at the broken places. Tamar Braxton in 2026 isn't just living, she is thriving. She has traded the gilded cage for a sky of her own choosing, and her song, once a cry for help, is now a powerful, healing anthem of survival and self-love, sung with a voice that has finally, triumphantly, found its true key.